when I hear your name, I feel this impending doom of a superstar intellectual entering my presence. And I think that's built up from the 90s and into the 2000s and into the 2010s when you were constantly slaving away.
Right. And also you don't, there's a reputation that will ultimately arrive from that. At the time, academia doesn't know what to do with generalists.
Yeah,
They want to be able to put a label on you. Oh, you're a literary critic. Yes. Oh, you're a theologian.
Exactly.
And if you're writing, or you're a sociologist, and if you're writing across the board like that, academia has no idea what to do with you.
No, they really don't. But I know this, that when Mary Eberstadt says something, I listen. And when she says that you're one of a handful or two handfuls of our best intellectuals in this country, that makes it true.
Mary introduced me at the poetry reading last night. Mm-hmm. She got out of her sick bed, she'd broken her foot and came to do that. She has been a wonderful friend.
Well, when I look at who you all have worked with, it's astounding. We'll get to that. And I think in my finance career, I've worked for some stars more on a regional basis, but of similar. And it's such a pleasure to do that, and I want to hear more about it.
Though I have this metaphor I've used for certain writers who all their contemporaries like, and I say, but you see it most often in like rock bands, which is you have to be good enough to clear the hurdle, right? But after that, fun to be with counts as much as anything else, right? So every group has like the Ringo in it, the one.
Yes.
He has to be good enough to play with them.
Yes.
But then the difference between people who could play with them and Ringo is that he was just good enough to play with them, and he was fun to be with.
And
every rock band, you have to have that guy who is.
You have that, and I think kids today understand mentorship a little better than my day, but mentors help you get where you want to go, but they also, once you get there or on your way, all you have to do is think, what would Richard John Newhouse do, right? And then you go, there's my answer.
I also think that, this whole self-conscious idea of mentorship, and that you have to, the kids, I think they're sort of brought up in a falsity of human relations. If you're self-consciously thinking, oh, I am going to have this man as my mentor,
right?
That whole idea of mentor is actually not the way the world works. But anyway, okay.
Yeah, no, well, we were talking about happiness. I think it was coming out of the conference on Monday afternoon and thinking, well, if you're trying to be happy, you're not going to get there. If you're focusing on mentorship, you're not going to get mentorship. It's not. Well,
I feel the same way because these young friends of my daughters talk about networking. And I feel exactly the same way. Like, networking is true if you're not thinking about networking.
If you're not thinking about networking.
If you're thinking, I am going to go out now and network, you're not.